video. So now I'm gonna do the mixture problems, section 2.6, and this is gonna be the mixture problem solving. Okay, the book, they want the table, so but I'll show you the table and I'll show you, I think, the easiest way, and then the book, and I'll explain, makes it a little bit more complicated than it should be. So we're gonna mix stuff here. Let's read this. How much pure acid? So they're talking about pure acid. So on the book they put a table like this: pure acids, and that means 100%. If it's pure, it has to be 100% just acid. And then how much pure acid should be mixed? So when they say mixed, so they're adding two different types of acid with 2 gallons of a 40% acid solution. So in this next square, that's where they put the 40% acid solution of a 2 gallons of 40% acid solution in order to get a 70% acid solution. So to get means when you add these two types of acid, you should get an acid that's 70% purity, right? Okay, now we can fill out the table. So number of gallons for pure acid. How much pure acid should be mixed? That's how much pure acid should be mixed. This is the X. We don't know that. We don't know how much pure acid should be mixed. What do we know is 2 gallons of 40% acid solution. So we have number of gallons, we have 2 gallons of this. Okay. Now the acid strength. The acid strength for this would be 100%. This is 40%, right? It tells you here. And this is 70%. For mathematical purposes, this would become a 1. This would become a 0.40, and that would become a 0.70. Okay, and we're gonna use these numbers instead of these ones. I'm just putting this one so that you know what we're talking about. Okay, so we don't know how many gallons of pure acid we need to add to the 2 gallons of this to get that. We know that we're adding them, so that means this should be the addition of these two. The addition of these two, like that. Okay, and I'll show you the other way, it makes more sense. Okay, so here, the amount of acids. So then here you're gonna be multiplying. If you notice, we're multiplying these two to get this. So we're multiplying 1 times the x, and here we're multiplying 0.40 times 2, and here we're multiplying 0.070 times the x plus 2. Okay, that gives us 0.8, and that one we don't know, and that one we don't know yet. That's why we're trying to find the x. Okay, what we do know is everything's being added here. Everything's being added here. Okay. But before I go into that, let me show you the other way. This is how you fill a table, but honestly, I don't want you guys to do it from here. I think, let me explain how to do it from pictures. I think the pictures work a lot better. Okay, so again, this represents this column. So, and maybe don't look at this. This first jar would represent the pure acids, which is 100%. And we're mixing it, so we're adding it to the 40% acids. solution. Pure acid solution. Okay, so we're adding these two and we should get equals to get. So this is to get equals. This is mix. When it comes to the words in here, mix. So we're mixing these two, and we need to get equals. It needs to equal. These two mix should equal this, which is the 70% acids solution needed, because we need this one. So we gotta mix these two to get this. Okay, do we have how many gallons of pure acid we have? No, it's unknown, so I'm gonna put here unknown number of gallons. This is also unknown number of gallons. We don't know these two because they have an X. This one we do know, and that one's 2 gallons. So gallons, X gallons, we don't know. This one it was given to us, and that one would be the X plus 2 because we're adding these two. Plus, remember, X plus that should give us the X plus 2 gallons. So again, these represent the gallons. Okay. Now, this is where the fun starts. So, in the book, they make that the X, the unknown. I'm making this the X because it makes things easier. So I'm just gonna do for step. This would be the step 1, right? The drawing. For step 2, this is just mathematically sound to write this. So we're gonna let X equals the amount of pure acids solution. Remember, pure means, I'm gonna put it down here, means 100%. So again, X, which is this X, whatever that solution, we're gonna equal it to the pure acid. So we just need to say that because you can make the argument that the X could be this one, but we're not doing that for this. Okay, after that, now we're gonna start multiplying. Okay, what does that 100% means in decimal? The 100% in decimal means 1.00. Obviously not a decimal, but I mean 100% is just 1. It represents 1 times the X amount of gallons plus the 0.040% of acid solution times how many gallons do we have here? We have 2 gallons times 2 should equal the 0.70 times how many gallons? We have X plus 2 because we're adding these two, we're mixing them. Okay, that's what we get. Okay, so in order for that to make sense, imagine this is acid solution. I'm gonna make it look like this is water. So this solution is 100% acid, and it's only an X amount of gallons. This is 40%, and this is 70%. All right. So I'm just gonna make this like this is pure. The yellow represents the purities. Everything is acid. This one, it's a little bit less than half, so this is the purity of the acid, and then that one's bigger than 50. So this is the purity of the acid. The yellow represents the amount of acids. And then the rest is just another liquid. I don't know what liquid they use. I don't know if they just use water or something else. But imagine this is just water and it's mixed. So this solution is pure, and this solution is 40 60 and it's 2 gallons, and that one's 70, 30, and it's an x plus 2 number of gallons. Okay, so again, this is just the purity. So everything here is acid. That makes perfect sense. So this would just be 1x plus, when you multiply these two, it gives you 0.8. When you multiply, so here you're going to distribute 0.70 times x, so you're going to have 0.70 times x plus 0.70 times 2 gives you, hold on, so 0.70 times 2 gives you 1.4. Okay, so now we can combine like terms. So here we can combine anything, and here we can combine anything, but we can bring this one to the other side by subtracting. Is the inverse of this positive 0.7x is negative 0.7x, so this one becomes a 0, negative 0.70x, so that gives us 0.030x plus 0.08 equals 1.4. Now we need to get rid of this because we're solving for x. We want to know what x, the x amount of gallons. 0.8 minus, right? That's positive, so we use the inverse. So 0.3x is equal, so we're bringing this stuff down, it's equal to 0.6. Okay, and then we solve for x, so we gotta divide by 0.30, 0.30, so that becomes a 1. So the answer, when you divide this to, you get 2 gallons. 2 gallons we need, so we need 2 gallons of pure acids solution to be mixed with the 40%. So this would be 2 gallons. So 2 gallons of this plus 2 gallons of this, right? 2 gallons of pure acid plus 2 gallons of 40% pure acid. Well, not pure acid in this case, 40% acid solution, because this is not pure, this is the pure one, should equal how many gallons? If we put 2 here, 2 plus 2 will give us 4 gallons of 70% acid solution. And I think I'm gonna stop here. If not, it's gonna take a while to finish the other one. So thank you guys. Hopefully this makes sense.